first, this. It's here. It's that wee weird bit before the weekend. It's the bit where we talk about movies because, let's be honest, it's kind of the traditional thing. It's released on a Friday, it's at the cinema on the Saturday, and we maybe go and watch it on Sunday afternoon. But James Luxford, that's changing ever so slightly, isn't it?
It is really, in terms of just films wanting to get as much of an audience as they can. Everyone's competing, and you know, if there's a big, huge comic book movie, a lot of films, especially this year, have released on a Wednesday or a Monday or a Tuesday, and you're going to see more of that, I think, as things become more flexible with people's free time and things like that.
And it also can affect the exact money that a movie has actually earned, and they can, let's just say, inflate the figures every now and again and get themselves up the chart when necessarily they don't necessarily deserve to be there.
Absolutely, yes. They can. It's an old trick to release it on a Wednesday or have quote-unquote previews on a Wednesday and report an opening weekend that would have been a lot more than a Friday to Sunday would have been.
Okay, let's have a look at the big movies that are hitting our cinema screens this weekend. I am incomprehensibly excited by the first movie.
Okay.
Basically because of what Heath Ledger did in this character. Mm-hmm. And I think Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix had some history together. They were friends, weren't they?
They were good friends, and I believe, for this new film, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix has said, I am not remotely trying to compete with what Heath Ledger did.
But you know it's Joaquin Phoenix, he's going to throw himself completely into it.
Absolutely, and it's weirdly directed by the same director as The Hangover, but this is no comedy. It is Joker, is produced by Martin Scorsese. It's a take on the Batman villain set in the 80s. Joaquin Phoenix plays a downtrodden stand-up comic looking after an ailing mother who is slowly pushed into madness by a Gotham City that just doesn't care.
All I have are negative thoughts.
And finally, in a world where everyone thinks they can do my job, check out this guy.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
Is that a little semi-cameo by Robert De Niro in there?
Yes, he plays a interesting part as a talk show host that Joaquin Phoenix idolizes. And, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. It is a rare thing for me to end a film with my jaw wide open. And I'm not sure... I don't know if this is I don't think this is a masterpiece that some people have been reviewing it as. I've never seen a film like this, certainly in the comic book genre. It has more in common with something like We Need to Talk About Kevin, or You Were Never Really Here, Joaquin Phoenix's last film, or a grimy independent drama.
But that's what we've all been crying out for, because with the comic book movies we all go bad guy, good guy, fight each other, explosions, really good graphics, and then it's over at the end.
Yeah.
This is something completely different.
It's completely different. It's a drama about a man with a mental illness, essentially, who happens to towards the final act be turned into this character called the Joker. Okay. It is not theatrical. I'll get you next time, Batman. Batman doesn't really feature.
Okay.
There are references to the Batman world, but we won't go there.
Park that. Can you say your jaw was open from a positive viewpoint?
I think just something this violent and something this dark. It's very, very violent, and I think Joaquin Phoenix is superb. Okay. And I think it's something that's going to elicit a reaction in either direction.
So, utter darkness, violence, the ability to completely flip the comic book genre on its head. Let's go to something completely similar now. Judy Garland's biopic, starring Renée Zellweger.
Can't have the world's greatest entertainer out here without a drink.
Frank Sinatra's here?
Frank is great, but he is no Judy Garland.
I don't have a home. I can't even get a manager.
London would offer you a lot of money.
Talk of the town is desperate to do a deal with you.
You're saying I have to leave my children if I want to make enough money to be with my children?
One of the things I've liked about watching the trailer on this, because I don't normally watch trailers, I always like to let the movie sort of speak for themselves, is the fact that I've learned lots about Judy Garland that I never knew by just the trailer, and the movie's supposed to be almost an exploratory movie for a new audience.
Absolutely. I sort of wrinkled my nose when I saw this because there's been a lot of films like this. Stan and Ollie, Film Stars Don't Lie in Liverpool, like a big American star kind of flounders on the British scene. But this is, as you say, an exploration of her final days. I think Renée Zellweger is absolutely fantastic as Judy Garland. Really exposing the vulnerabilities, but also why she was special. And I think if you're a fan in particular, this is going to be just a joy to watch.
But on that, if you're not a fan, and you don't know much about Judy Garland, what will you have liked? Is it cliched cabaret, and I mean both the physical action you go to at the weekend and the movie itself, or will you enjoy this if indeed you do like a life story, a drama, a biopic?
I think it does. Yeah, she doesn't hold back. It doesn't pull its punches in terms of telling that this was a troubled person, and it is what happens when you are in decline, and it portrays her mistakes as being sort of self-inflicted, and it's a fascinating look, whether you know her just from The Wizard of Oz, or throughout her life. This final chapter that isn't really talked about a lot.
And every song in it actually performed by Renée Zellweger?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Who'd have thought? And it's remarkably like her as well.
She does. Like, she really, when she goes into a character, she goes into a character.
Absolutely.
You got to hand it to her. And finally, we're talking about this. It is the DVD release for the weekend, the home entertainment DVD that is The Secret Life of Pets 2, the sequel to the animated hit The Secret Life of Pets. They've really thought long and hard about the sequel title.
You've been so stressed lately, but this vet is going to help you.
He specializes in behavioral disorders.
But I don't have a behavioral disorder.
Yeah, I'm fine too. It's my human that's nuts. I mean, I bring her a dead bird, she throws it out. There's nothing I do good enough for you, mother!
My only issue was with The Secret Life of Pets 1 was they took the Toy Story trope of what happens when the humans aren't around.
Yeah.
And they absolutely hammered that. And I went, I've seen that in Toy Story. I've seen that in Toy Story. I've seen that in Toy Story. Give us something new. Is this something new?
It is something new. You are just, a lot of these, it is one of these sequels where you're just sort of hanging out with the characters again, but there is enough new there to keep you entertained. I particularly liked Harrison Ford in his first voiceover role as an old, very Harrison Ford-like dog, being just very gruff, and I'm not even sure he knew he was making a film. I think they just put a microphone under his chin.
Microphone and a check.
Yeah.
And he went, I'll have both of those, please.
Absolutely. Half an hour's work, maybe.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
For parents who maybe want to keep the kids quiet for the weekends, it's downloading, buying a DVD, etc.
DVD, Blu-ray, download, stream, whatever you get it'll be available in your homes. And as you say, very good fun for the family. Good to keep the kids entertained, and a couple of jokes for the adults as well.
Yeah, give me a film of the week. Should I even ask?
I'm going to say Joker. I as I say, don't think it's the masterpiece that some people are saying. I do think it's a film you maybe have to see. It's just going to make you feel something, strongly or negatively. It's going to make you feel something.
I'm going tonight.
Brilliant.
Tickets booked and everything. James Luxford, our movie reviewer for the Metro and the Radio Times as well. Thank you for joining me on BBC Coventry and Warwickshire.
Thank you.